Hello everybody, today's July 30th, 2021. This is Dale coming at you from DHT Nursery. Doing a garden tour from the market garden. The last market garden tour I did was early July. This is late July. There's been a lot of changes since then. So here we go. This was all broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, cabbage. There's nothing left in this row except for Brussels sprouts and kale on the very end, and they still look pretty good. Brussels sprouts, not so much, but the kale still looks good. We have lots of kale. We all like kale. Good for you, it's healthy. Looks nice. It's delicious. It's kind of bitter when it's hot, but it's still good and fresh. This row here was lettuce. Now it's 2 rows of peas starting. Going pretty good. Far from being ready to get anything from, but they're still looking good. These are green beans. They're almost done. We'll probably harvest these one more time. Then we'll get rid of them, mow them down, cut them down, whatever. Yeah, there's still some beans on them, and they're still getting some flowers in the beans, but they're pretty well done. We've probably harvested 50 pounds out of this 3 rows, 50 foot long in this bed. Probably another week or 2, and we'll be putting some fall crops in there, more cabbage and kohlrabi, probably some broccoli and things like that. This right here is popcorn on this end. It's doing good, it's almost done. Silk's starting to die back. So this here, you actually let it on the stalk till it dries out. So it'll be on the stalk for probably another month or so. And the ears on this is pretty little. So with my hand, as you can see, it's pretty small, but the stalks are red. The kernels are red. They're looking good. Fair many here. Most of them's pretty much done. Some of them's got the silk still on them, but for the most part they're done. They look good. Down here in the center of this bed, we have sweet potatoes. Japanese beetles eat them up pretty bad, but the potatoes underground, I'm sure it's going good. Here's some Japanese beetles. I'll show you a video sometime here in the very near future, a video on what I do to take care of the Japanese beetles. This here is Indian corn. It's not quite done, but it'll be the same as the popcorn. I'll let it on the stalk until it's dried up. It'll be a fall decoration. Just till it come fall. This here's actually probably twice as tall as the popcorn. Maybe not quite twice, but almost. It's doing pretty good. Sorry about that. There's the Gala apple tree that I got growing right on the corner of my garden. It's just outside the fence. This year, this tree is loaded with apples. As you can see, there is tons of them on there. It's the best it's ever done. Hopefully the apples are good. We made applesauce last year out of this tree, and it was probably the best applesauce that we've ever had. This row here is, on this end, is peppers. These are Marconi peppers. They'll actually turn red. There's a tag. They're pretty good size. They're not quite as big as the ones in the garden across the road, but they are still really nice. Real nice peppers. And here's some sweet banana peppers. We harvested these last night. Actually, we got a bunch of them. We probably picked a peck off of it. Did really good. And gotta watch because we got the sweet bananas right up against the jalapenos. So the jalapenos will actually make the banana peppers hot, being that close together. I ate a couple of the banana peppers. They're still pretty good. I didn't notice any of them being hot, but they can be. And we picked a bunch of jalapenos last evening as well, and there's still a bunch on. They're still small yet. Might let some of them actually ripen fully and turn red before I pick them all. We'll see. Here's the eggplant that the bugs eat up. And they are definitely bug eating. It's kind of insane. But they're still growing, which is weird too. And they're actually getting some flowers on them. I don't know if they'll ever produce anything or not. There's only 4 of those plants. And then there's zucchini from there down. They're about spent. There's still some zucchinis. I need to harvest that one. I'll come in and pick it later. These I'll prune back. I'll show a video of that when I prune them back. Maybe they'll come back and they won't. If they do, great. If they don't, it's not that big a deal. We've got a lot of zucchini off of it. There's a nice one. The other one, there's 3 or 4 nice ones. I think there's only like 6 or 8 plants on here. So, but I think, I'm not real sure why they died back. We had cucumber beetles earlier too. I think they beat them up pretty bad. That's alright too. Whatever. And this is our tomato row in this bed. Last video there was a lot of blight on the bottoms. I pruned them back. There's still some, but most of it's gone. These are cherries. We got 2 different varieties of cherries. And there's tons of tomatoes on. In fact, I'll have to pick some of these off for the farmer's market tomorrow. And then we have some better boys. They get kind of orangish. They're not really red, but they're orange. There's still some blight too, but for the most part, they're cleaned up. How I cut them back, I just cut back from like, I don't know, halfway down. I cut down all the leaves that was on, that wasn't producing fruit. Got rid of all the suckers, and between each plant I wiped them off with my pruners off with isopropyl alcohol. So that way I wouldn't spread the disease that was going through here. We've picked a lot of tomatoes off of these. There's like 3 different varieties in here. Down here we have like a San Marzinos. They're a paste tomato. They're starting to ripen up pretty nice. Next week we'll probably have a bunch of those. And here we got some onions. Our bunching onions are still doing good. These are red candies. They're supposed to be bigger than what they are, but they did pretty well. They're ready to harvest. We're going to harvest these either later today or tomorrow when we get back from the farmer's market. There's 3 different varieties of big onions in these. I should have pruned them better, or pulled the weeds better than what I did. They didn't keep up with it real good. Some sour grass. Pull it out. I don't know if anybody knows or not, but this stuff here is actually edible. It's wood sorrel is what it is, but everybody calls it sour grass. It's pretty bitter, but it's not terrible to eat. I've eaten it just to taste it. And then those are Superstar. This one here is a really nice onion. It's a pretty good size onion, that one is. Some of these Superstars are pretty nice. They look pretty well, a lot of them, but they're ready to pull out. More sour grass. Down on this end we have the Walla Wallas. From there down, not many of them. They didn't do real well, but they did alright. We'll still get a lot of onions for this winter. Bunching onions. the very end of this road, just on that couple there. And then down here we got probably half of the row. A bunch of onions left. We do, I don't know, we take a lot to the farmer's market. We probably got half of it left. And then this bed here's green beans. Will be, it's not yet. It was, this is where the garlic was in the last video, in a couple videos ago. And after I harvested, we put in green beans. They're going pretty good. So I took the garlic that I harvested that was in this bed, and I cut a bunch off and laid it in the bed and said I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. Well, actually what I did was I put it over here in the walkway between the fence and the bed. Let it rot right there. There's some weeds in there. I need to pull some dandelions and such. They're going all right. So there you have it. Another video, another update on the market garden. Hope everybody has a happy season. Summer's half through. And remember to treat your soil good. There is more microorganisms in 1 teaspoon of healthy soil than what there is humans on earth. So make sure you compost, feed all your micro and macronutrients to your soil so they have something to eat, and in turn they give us something to eat. There's no need for chemical pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers. Just do everything natural. That's how we do it here. So y'all take care. Till the next time, be good.